so happy and so content.
Excited to see the little baby. I think it's things like this that make me remember how lucky we are to actually be here and be able to do this.
Welcome to our favourite day on our trip so far, the day we went to see elephants. Our day started pretty early with a 6:30 wake up call, and then we had to be downstairs and ready to go for a 7:30 pickup. Honestly, I didn't mind this. I was so excited. And meeting our guide, we knew we were in for a great day. She had such a great energy from the get-go, and we were just so excited to get going. Now, the Elephant Nature Park is about a 2-hour drive away from Chiang Mai. So whilst we were in the van, we had to fill in some forms, just some disclaimers saying that we were okay with their rules and guidance around the elephants. The journey didn't seem like it was 2 hours, and before we knew it, we arrived at the first stop, the Skywalk. So we opted to go for a 1-day tour of Elephant Nature Park's Skywalk and the park itself. This allowed us to see the elephants in 2 different settings. Now, the Elephant Nature Park is a completely hands-off project, meaning that there is no bathing, feeding, or touching of the elephants themselves. I'll go into more detail about this a bit later, but the elephants here are all previous working elephants, meaning that they have been through quite a lot. And in Thailand, that means that they can't be released back into the wild. So they come to places like these sanctuaries so they can live a happy and fulfilled life. The Elephant Nature Park has about 114 elephants, and at the Skywalk here we saw 7. And whilst we were here, they were having their lunch. It's a bit of a quieter setting at the Skywalk, so it's really nice to just be there by ourselves and watch the elephants and observe them from a distance, just enjoying their dinner. We also didn't get much of us talking here, and that's the theme throughout this video, just because our tour guide V was so informative and we learned so much from her, and we were just trying to soak in all the information she was giving us and learn as much as we could. For instance, did you know that Asian elephants have 1 finger on their trunk, like this? But in Africa, they have 2 fingers. And although the tourists aren't allowed to feed or bathe the animals, they do have a dedicated worker with them that are from the Elephant Nature Park itself. And these guys are amazing. They spend all day with the animals, making sure they're fed, looked after, bathed, and are happy and as healthy as possible. The elephants do have a dedicated worker to them, and they become like family to one another. After we saw all the elephants, we headed on over to Kyle's favourite part of the day, which is the Cat Kingdom. So after we spent time with the over 400 cats in Elephant Nature Park's care, they also rescue cats, dogs, water buffalo, as well as elephants. We had to be dragged away by our tour guide, and we headed on over to the main park itself. The journey wasn't too long to the main park, and when we got there, what time was it, Gemma?
Time for our feeding time.
And the lunch here is served buffet style, so of course I got absolutely everything. It's all vegetarian and vegan again, which is another great little touch. So Gemma, we're at the halfway point of the elephant tour. Thoughts, feelings?
I'm so happy and so content. Not only did we see so many cutie elephants doing cutie things, we saw cats. And not just any cats, cats that would climb with you and give you so much love. Now I have so much love in my heart. I can't stop smiling. This is the best day ever.
What was your favourite elephant fact that our wonderful guide has given us?
Ooh, my favourite elephant fact. I think it wasn't really a fact, but I like that she told us the story of this elephant who she described as crazy. And she said that the elephant one time was close to a tourist and took his phone and threw it away and stomped on it. So she said, be careful of the naughty elephant.
I have to see if we can get some videos of the elephant in question. It is around here somewhere. I'm keeping a lookout.
How are you finding today? Because this wasn't something that you were like, I could lead it.
Yeah, I think it's really great. I highly recommend it. I'm glad you talked me into it, and I think it's a must-do in Thailand.
I think it's a must-do times
Must, yeah.
2.
Really
Billion.
must go. It's honestly so hard to describe how amazing this place is. It's beautiful, just sitting here and watching the mountains in the distance and the elephants and the water buffalo up close. It's just... I think it's things like this that make me remember how lucky we are to actually be here and be able to do this, and just so happy to be here.
So after lunch we walked down onto the reserve to get up close and personal with the elephants. As Gemma mentioned earlier, there isn't any direct contact at this place, and tourists definitely don't feed or bathe with the elephants. They are bathed with their workers though, their mahouts, who go into the water with them and help them bathe. I'll hand over to V to explain why tourists don't bathe with the elephants here.
But we stop because too much bathing, they have the problem about the skin. Okay? And look at that, when they're bathing by themselves, how them happy. Right? When sometimes like have the people like bathing with them, just do it the same mahout, okay? Just throw the water, spread the water on her body. That's it. But then when they're bathing by themselves, they're so happy.
V also mentioned that overbathing can be a pretty big problem for elephants. They can get skin issues if they're bathed too often, and allowing tourists to bathe with them kind of leads to this. Also, in terms of feeding, a lot of the time when tourists are allowed to feed elephants, they end up messing up their diet. This is mostly because tourists like to feed elephants the foods that elephants will come and take from them, which ends up being the sweet things like bananas. And too many bananas can give them stomach issues. And after we saw them bathing, we went to see the rest of the elephants in the park.
Excited to see the little baby?
It's probably bigger than me.
He's definitely bigger than you.
Now it's time to get a little serious in this video. As I mentioned before, these elephants are all previous working elephants, and that means they have quite a few health issues. We saw and met elephants who had gone blind from being in shows and performing under stage lights. We saw elephants that had broken hips for being a part in breeding programs and who were forced to undergo horrific conditions. And we also saw elephants that weren't necessarily involved in working accidents, but they had stepped on things like landmines in the wild, so had missing toes and things like that. And the Elephant Nature Park does a really good job at making sure these elephants are happy and healthy in their care. From what we could see and what we learned, the Elephant Nature Park makes sure that the elephant gets the care they need whilst also making them comfortable and making sure that they do remain happy. It was actually really sweet. I don't think we caught this on camera, but one of the elephants went up to one of the co-owners of Elephant Nature Park, and you could tell how much love and respect they had for one another. So that was something really special that we got to see. You can volunteer at the Elephant Nature Park, and I'd honestly recommend even just coming for a day like we did. It was such an amazing experience, and we learned so much about these animals and just gained a load of respect for what the Elephant Nature Park does. I'll link the Elephant Nature Park's website down in the description box below, and I think that's it from us for now. So if you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment and hit that bell notification as well. Thank you for watching, and I will leave you with one nugget of wisdom from past Gemma.
We are at its core just like the elephants.